Welcome back to our channel, Fun English Daily. In this video, we're sharing the powerful story of a boy who couldn't find the right words when he needed them the most. He was smart, hardworking, and full of ideas. But whenever it was time to speak, his mind would go blank until one day everything changed. This is the story of Ethan, and how he learned to think fast and speak smart. Let's begin. Part 1. The day Sam froze and the world kept moving. Sam was 22 years old. He was smart. Not the kind of smart you see in movies, but quiet smart. He loved to read. He loved solving problems. But when it came to speaking in front of people, Sam was stuck. He had a good job at a tech company. He worked hard and stayed late. But no one noticed him because he never spoke up until one day his manager asked him to speak in a team meeting. The freezing moment. It was a normal Monday. Sam was having coffee in the office lounge. His boss walked in and said, "Sam, you've done some great work last week. Can you explain your idea in today's meeting?" Sam smiled and said, "Sure," but inside he was panicking. What will I say? What if I forget something? What if I look stupid? The clock moved faster than his thoughts. Soon it was time. He stood in front of 12 people. Some nodded. Some looked bored. All eyes were on him. He opened his mouth. I think the project maybe we can." His mind went blank. He couldn't find the words. His voice cracked. His hands trembled. His manager smiled politely, then said, "No problem, Sam. We'll come back to you later." But they never came back. The meeting ended. People left, and Sam sat alone, staring at his notebook. He felt like a failure. The pain after the silence. That evening, Sam walked home in silence. I knew what I wanted to say, he thought. So why couldn't I say it? He looked at himself in the mirror that night and whispered, "I'm not stupid, I just freeze." It wasn't a lack of intelligence. It was a lack of confidence and speed. He was tired of being the quiet one, tired of letting others speak over him. That night he made a promise to himself. I will learn to think fast. I will learn to speak smart, even if it takes everything. Why smart people stay silent. Sam wasn't alone. There are millions like him. People who have great ideas, good hearts, sharp minds, but still stay quiet because their brain moves slower than the moment. This moment was Sam's breaking point and also his starting point. Part 2. The day Sam trained his brain like a muscle. This part of the story shows how he began. Day 1. The search for a solution. After the meeting disaster, Sam didn't sleep well. He opened his laptop and typed, "Why do I freeze when I speak? How to think fast under pressure. How to speak smart in English." Most answers were too complicated. Big words, fancy techniques, useless advice. But one answer stood out. Train your brain like you train your body. That one line lit a fire inside him. Sam whispered, "Maybe I don't need to be born smart. Maybe I can build it." His first breakthrough, the 5-second rule. He found a technique called the 5-second rule. It said the moment you want to speak, count backward 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and just speak. It sounded simple, too simple, but Sam decided to try the coffee shop test. Next morning, Sam walked to a coffee shop. He saw the barista and told himself, "I will ask something extra, not just one coffee, please. I'll ask, what's your favorite drink here?" He stood in line. His hands were sweating. His brain said, "Don't do it, just order and leave." But he took a deep breath, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and said, "Hey, quick question, what's your favorite drink here?" The barista smiled and replied, "Oh, I love the caramel oat latte. Want to try it?" That was it. Simple but powerful. Sam felt like he had just climbed a mountain. Not because of the words, but because he acted instead of freezing. The daily brain gym. Sam turned his brain into a gym. Every day he did 3 things. 1. daily speaking challenges. He gave himself one small speaking challenge per day. Ask a stranger a question. Say thank you with eye contact. Tell his opinion in one sentence. He didn't wait for big moments. He practiced small ones. Second rapid question drills. Every morning, he asked himself 10 random questions and answered fast. What's your favorite movie? What did you eat last night? What makes you angry? He had 5 seconds to answer each. If he paused too long, he moved on. This trained his brain to respond fast, not perfectly. Third mirror talk with a timer. He stood in front of the mirror with a timer. Talk for 1 minute about any topic. No stop, no thinking. Just talk. He made mistakes. He laughed. He got better. The power of progress, not perfection. After 7 days, Sam felt something new. He wasn't scared to speak. He didn't freeze like before. His answers were not perfect, but they were natural. He realized something powerful. Thinking fast doesn't mean having all the answers. It means not being afraid to try his new mindset. Action over anxiety. Sam no longer waited for the perfect moment. He created moments. If he had a question, he asked it. If someone greeted him, he responded with energy. If he didn't know a word, he used another one. And the 5-second rule became his best friend. It broke the wall between thought and speech. Don't overthink, just begin. Part 3 of the day, Sam faced his fear and stood tall. Now life had a bigger test waiting for him. The surprise announcement. It was a normal Thursday at work. Sam walked into the office holding a small cup of coffee. Just like always, he was feeling better these days. He was slowly becoming more confident in meetings, even sharing short ideas. But then his manager made an announcement. Tomorrow we have a client call at 10 a.m. Sam, I'd like you to give a short 5-minute presentation about the project. The room went quiet. Sam's heart dropped. Me present in front of the client. He nodded politely and said, "Sure, I'll be ready," but inside, he felt like the old fear was back. The panic returns briefly. That evening, Sam couldn't focus. His hands were cold. His mind raced. What if I forget? What if I freeze again? What if I embarrass myself in front of everyone? But this time, he didn't spiral into fear. He opened his notebook and wrote 5 words. Prepare. Practice. Pause. Pace. Purpose. These were his new tools. He was not the same boy who froze before. He had trained. He had grown. Now it was time to apply it. Sam built his first smart speech. He didn't try to memorize anything. Instead, he focused on 3 clear things. 1. The structure. He followed a simple format. Start with a short story. Explain the main point in 3 steps. End with 1 strong sentence. The practice. He stood in front of the mirror, spoke out loud, timed himself, recorded himself, watched the video, corrected his pauses, smoothed his tone. He practiced 4 times. Not to sound perfect, but to sound calm and clear. 3. The mindset. He reminded himself, the client is not here to judge my English. They want to understand the project. If I speak with purpose, they will listen. This gave him power. The big day, the next morning, arrived 10 o'clock a.m. The video call began. Sam's hands were sweating, but he kept breathing deeply. His heart was fast, but his thoughts were focused. The manager smiled and said, "Okay, Sam, you're up." Sam looked into the camera and said, "Good morning. Last year we had a small idea. Today that idea is a working system. Let me tell you how we got here." And just like that, he began the magic of smart speaking. He didn't rush. He didn't use big words. He didn't try to impress. He spoke like he was telling a story to a friend. Short sentences, clear ideas, natural pauses, confident tone. He used his hands gently. He smiled when needed. He made eye contact with the camera. And when he finished, he ended with, "Thank you for listening. Let me know if you'd like me to explain anything again." Silence, then smiles. His manager clapped. The client said, "That was simple, clear, and very helpful. Thank you, Sam." Sam leaned back in his chair for the first time. He felt free. What changed that day? It wasn't just a 5-minute speech. It was proof that his brain was ready. His fear was smaller than his will. His voice deserved to be heard. He didn't need to speak fast. He needed to think clearly and speak with purpose. And he did. Part 4. When one voice inspires many, Sam builds a circle. In the last part, Sam faced one of the biggest fears of his life, a surprise presentation in front of a client. But this time he was ready. He didn't try to speak fast. He didn't try to be perfect. He spoke with purpose, using everything he learned. And for the first time, people listened and respected his voice. But something even bigger was about to happen. 1 week later, a quiet knock. One evening, a coworker named Liam came to Sam's desk. He looked nervous. He whispered, "Hey, can I ask you something that presentation you gave? How did you do that without panicking?" Sam smiled. He remembered those days when he was the one afraid to speak. He asked Liam, "You feel nervous when speaking too?" Liam laughed softly and said, "Every time I freeze, my brain stops working." Sam nodded and said, "I know that feeling. I lived in that feeling." There was a long pause. Then Liam said, "Can you teach me what you did?" And that's how it started from learner to leader. Sam never imagined he could teach others. He was still learning himself, but he decided to try. So the next day, he sent a message to 4 coworkers. "Hi, I'm starting a small group to help each other think fast and speak better. No pressure, just support and practice. Let me know if you'd like to join." All 4 said yes. By the end of the week, 9 people had joined. The first Speak Smart Circle. Sam booked a small meeting room. No projector, no stage, just chairs in a circle. He started the session with one sentence. "You don't have to be perfect, you just have to be willing." Everyone relaxed. He introduced the 3 simple rules. 1. No judging. 2. Everyone speaks for at least 1 minute. 3. Mistakes are part of the process. Then he gave the first challenge. Speak about your favorite movie for 60 seconds. One by one, people stood up. Some forgot words. Some laughed nervously. Some spoke too fast, but they spoke. And when they sat down, everyone clapped genuinely because this wasn't a test. It was a safe place to grow. Week by week, voice by voice. Every week, the group grew from 9 people to 20, from 20 to 35. People from different departments started joining. Programmers, designers, marketers, admin staff, all with the same fear, speaking. Sam introduced new activities, speed talking games, problem solving in 2 minutes, answering random questions under pressure. He gave no grades, no ranks, just support and encouragement. People who never spoke in meetings started speaking with confidence. Even managers noticed the change. Sam learns even more. While helping others, Sam discovered something powerful. The best way to grow fast is to help others grow with you. He wasn't just improving his own confidence. He was building a community of voices. Now, when someone asked a question in meetings, it wasn't just Sam who spoke. Liam did. Sarah did. Sam did. Everyone was changing, and Sam became the spark behind it. Why this matters to you? If you're watching this video right now and thinking, "I don't speak English well, I can't speak fast. My ideas get lost," then remember, Sam was you. But he didn't wait to be perfect. He started small, trained daily, and helped others along the way. That's what made the difference. Not the words, not the grammar, but the courage to begin and the heart to share. One voice can inspire many. Sam didn't become famous. He didn't write a book. He didn't give TED Talks. He didn't become a CEO. But in one office, one group, one circle, he changed how people felt about speaking. And that matters more than any award. Part 5. The Night That Changed Two Lives. When Sam became a brother, not just a leader, now something personal was about to test him again. This time, it wasn't about clients or meetings or co-workers. It was about someone closer to his heart. A message from his sister. It was Friday evening. Sam had just returned home after leading another great session at work. His phone buzzed. A message from his 19-year-old sister, Emily. "Hey, I have a university interview tomorrow. They want me to speak in English. I'm scared. Can I come over?" Sam paused. This was personal. Emily had always been shy, especially with English. Even in school, she would write good answers, but never speak in front of the class now. She had to face an interview in English in less than 24 hours. Sam replied, "Come right away, I've got you." That night at Sam's apartment, Emily arrived with tears in her eyes. "I don't know what to say. My brain just freezes." Sam smiled gently and handed her a glass of water. He said, "I know that feeling. I've lived that feeling, but I also learned how to break it." She asked, "How?" He looked at her and said, "Let me show you right now. Tonight, I'll teach you what no school ever did. Lesson 1, forget the English first." Sam said, "The first thing we'll do is stop worrying about grammar. Don't focus on speaking correct English. Focus on speaking clear English." Emily was confused. "Isn't grammar important?" Sam smiled. "It is, but not now. Right now, your job is to connect, not impress. The people in that interview want to see your confidence, not your commas." Emily nodded. Lesson 2. Use the 30-second formula. Sam gave her a paper. He had written this. Start, point, reason, close. He explained. When they ask you a question, answer it like this. Start with a clear sentence. Give your main point. Add one reason or example. End with a short closing sentence. He showed an example. Question. What's your favorite hobby? My favorite hobby is reading. I enjoy it because it helps me relax and learn. For example, I just finished a book about space and science. Reading always gives me peace and knowledge. Emily was shocked. That sounds so easy. Sam nodded. Because it is. Don't make it harder than it is. Speak like you're sharing, not performing. Lesson 3. Mirror practice with emotion. Then Sam took her to the bathroom mirror. He said, "Look at yourself. Talk to yourself. Smile at yourself. Say your answers out loud. Not once, but 5 times." Emily began to speak. She made mistakes. She laughed. She hesitated, but with each try her voice grew stronger. Lesson 4. Speak from the heart. Sam sat next to her and said, "You don't have to sound perfect. You just need to sound real." He gave her 3 questions to answer. Why do you want to join this university? What is one challenge you've overcome? What are you passionate about? Emily took a deep breath and answered each one. Her answers were simple, honest, beautiful. Sam listened with pride. See, that's what they want. Not perfect words, but real stories. The morning of the interview, Emily wore a clean white shirt and light makeup. Her eyes were calm, not confident, but brave. Sam hugged her before she left. Remember, speak to connect, not to impress. Pause. Smile. Speak your truth. She smiled. Thank you. For everything. The message that made him cry. 3 hours later, Sam was walking in the park when he got a message. I did it. I didn't freeze. I smiled. I shared. I was me. They said I was one of the most confident students they met today. Sam stopped walking. He sat on a bench, and for the first time in a long time, he cried. Not because he was sad, but because he realized something powerful. The voice he built had helped build another. Dear viewer, you may think you're slow. You may think your English is not enough. You may think you don't belong in rooms where others speak fast. But here's the truth. You don't need to speak fast. You need to speak with purpose, with clarity, with confidence. And if Sam, a silent boy who once froze in fear, can train himself to think fast and speak smart, then so can you. Train your brain, practice your voice. And one day, your words will not just help you, they'll help someone else too. This is not just the end of Sam's story, it's the beginning of yours. Go speak. Go try. Go grow. Because your voice matters. If this story touched your heart and gave you the courage to speak, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. We're here to help you grow one English word at a time.